Okay, so um, several months ago, well, I say several months ago, but it's probably been a couple of months ago. Um, there was a post, a Facebook post, and it was about, it was a picture of this lady she'd been beaten up pretty bad by her boyfriend, husband, whatever, and everyone was posting about, I hope you're okay and don't go back. And I hope, just everybody kept saying, just please don't go back. Please don't go back. Please don't go back. And I didn't know the person. And it was just in one of those groups that I was in, just, like, local random groups. And so I just posted a little bit about my experience in abusive relationships because I've been in a couple. Okay. And it's been 8 years now since I finally ended that relationship. And what helped me was realizing why I kept going back. Because I did. It was 3 years of my life. Not just mine, but my kids were witnesses to this. And as a mom, I felt like a terrible mom because I took my kids through that. And I hated myself for going back, and I could never figure out why I was going back. And then it finally hit me. It was a violent, you know, and it wasn't violent all the time, but it was violent enough times. And I realized that whenever we split up, because you always do. I mean, you know, in that relationship, at some point you leave. It could be a day or a night or whatever. But at any time when we split up, I would mourn. And people would say like you would mourn like the death of a relationship. That's normal and everything. But it was that. But it was also this feeling that it was like this person was dead to me. And, but they were alive. There was this violent ripping away of this person from my life. Okay? It was a horrible experience. And my body was saying it was like they had died a horrible death. This relationship was dying a horrible death. And if you've ever lost anybody that you love, or anything, animal, person, whatever, that you love, what wouldn't you give to have that back, to have them back? And that's what my emotions were telling me. They're gone, they're dead, they've been ripped away from me. I have to get them back. I have to have them back. But so you take them back, and it eases the pain for a little while. But of course they're violent. So then you kind of go through the whole thing again. The whole violent ripping away, the violent tearing, the emotions going through turmoil. And once I realized that my emotions were telling me that I needed to get this person back in my life to repair, because they were gone, because they were dead to me in a way, and to have them back would just make me so happy, would help and repair some kind of hole in my soul. Once I figured that out, then it was easy to mourn. I mean, honestly, I didn't even mourn. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't mourn it. But I was just like, oh, okay, and I was able to go on with my life. But I can't tell you how many years of my life I wasted just allowing those emotions to rip me apart, to cause psychological damage, physical damage, to it hurt my kids. Everybody that loved me was impacted by this. So if there's anyone else that's going through this, and you hear about mourning relationship and how you go through the stages of grief when you end a relationship, I think that grief counseling in an abusive relationship especially is going to be important because you want to lie and tell people that, oh, of course I'm never going back because they were violent, but inside you feel this pull, okay? So be honest with yourself and be honest with the people around you and get counseling. And I would talk to them and tell them that you need grief counseling. Tell them you need to be able to grieve this relationship so you can put it behind you. And I think maybe that'll help to get you through the hurdle of ending it, because it has to end. It's going to end. And it's going to end, with you being triumphant, or it's going to end very badly. We don't want the bad guy to win. That's never going to be a good situation for anybody. And so I hope this helps somebody. I hope I was able to communicate it correctly. And I think this is the very first video I've ever posted like this. So I appreciate feedback. So you guys be blessed. Have a good one.